Hello everyone, this is actually my second take on this damn video because my phone just decided to stop recording in the middle of my video. So there I was chatting for several goddamn minutes and yeah, just talking to myself for no reason. Anyway, today I wanted to discuss a taboo subject. And we're going to talk clones today. I own two clones myself. The first being the Microtech Halo clone. Ta-da! Wow. And the second being the BRS Channel Alpha Beast clone. Not sure which company made this. No idea. This one is by TheOne. So, let's dive into it. Now, this, in my opinion, and everybody's going to say that all clones are bad. I don't completely agree, and we'll get into that. But this is a bad clone. I got this many years ago. Had it for quite a while. Supposedly a Halo 4, as it says. It looks very much like a Halo 4. It even has like the little safety button so it doesn't go off in your pocket and everything, which is just nice. But the shady thing about this is that, as you can see, it has the Microtech markings, which means if, even on the inside here, you can see there's Microtech. So, the shady thing about that is that if you didn't know that this was a clone, I could sell this to you for in my used condition for $300, and you'd be none the wiser thinking you were walking around with the Microtech when in fact it is a clone. That is bad. I'm not super proud of owning this clone specifically, but it is what it is. I don't have any intention on selling it ever. In fact, this is kind of my just kind of beating it up knife, and if anything, it's just kind of fun to do that. So there's that. Now, this is an almost exact clone, as close as possible to the Halo 4. And that is not okay. Now, that brings me to my Channel Alpha Beast clone. Why do I have this clone? Well, I have this clone because I have tried countless times to go on to BRS's website and purchase a clone. Purchase a Channel Alpha Beast, and they are never available, never in stock, always out of stock. And when they do a drop, they are sold out instantly. So you can't get them. And I've always wanted one. So I decided to just go elsewhere. Now, some people might argue that you can go onto the secondary market, which, sure. But there are major risks with that, and I don't really feel comfortable purchasing things on the secondary market. I don't know enough people in that realm to, make an informed decision on a purchase. And, I don't have an Instagram. So there's that. I have no purchasing history with anyone. On the secondary market. So, me going on to the secondary market with no history of purchases whatsoever, trying to buy, several $100 Balisong isn't going to happen. Now, if somebody were gracious enough to sell me one, I then have to go and look into their history, look at their references, yada, 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 and hope it's not all faked or just their buddies, just being like, yeah, this guy's totally legit when he's not. And then I get a, box filled with rocks in the mail. I've got a lot of anxiety about that, and I don't want to take the risk. I'm not a rich person in any way, shape, or form. When I do spend lots of money on a ballad song, like, it is because I worked very hard for that money and I saved up for it and I put that money aside over a period of time to make this purchase. I also did research into what the best possible purchase for what my preferences are, and I did that. So that's point number one. Point number three, or two technically. So we went over never being in stock. Went over not trusting the secondary market. Now, another thing I'd like to point out is that my CHAB has a trainer blade. It's kind of grimy looking and beat to hell, but it has a trainer blade. At this point, BRS does not make a trainer blade for their Channel Alpha Beast. So there's that. Is it great? No. This thing, I have a lot of complaints about this CHAB. One being the nipple here is not rounded in any way, shape, or form. That thing is jagged as hell. And, it doesn't hurt you. It's just kind of mildly uncomfortable. The bushings aren't great. I've done a little work on them, but they're still a little wonky. It's still flippable. So, there's that. But now a couple of the pros are, and another negative is, if you look at this, I had to fucking drill out the pin that was holding in the latch, because it was a titanium latch. It was, and it was hardened steel in there. So I went through like two drill bits, like broke two drill bits trying to drill through that crap. You could see like there's scorch marks on it. Like it was a pain. And I couldn't unscrew it because it was so like, first of all, it was Loctited, but like I think it was a different Loctite that was like much firmer. It was like a permanent sort of deal. Secondly, in trying to do it, I ended up stripping it to beyond repair. Like there was nothing I could do. So I drilled it out, busted a couple of drill bits, and spent a lot of time just just shredding through it, sparks flying. It was a nasty, nasty mess. And I finally got that little bastard out. So there's that. So let's talk about this CHAB a little more. So a couple things I really like about it. Yes, trainer blade, that's one. There is no markings on it that say BRS. That is awesome. Thank you, TheOne, for not being a dick and putting on markings like whoever the hell made this. Like, I don't want people buying these clones and then selling them on the secondary market as legit BRS product. That's fucked up. Don't do that. Another thing I really like about this is the Zen pins. I don't like Tang pins. I have had problems with them popping out. But you can get them back in, like, if you know what you're doing, but it's kind of a pain, and I don't know. I just don't like the sound. I prefer the sound of the Zen pins hitting the nipple there. Like it just sounds a little better to me. I think it has a better ring to it overall. And they stay in a little bit better. Now, that's pretty much all as far as like the comparisons. Now, being that there are these differences, I would argue that, yes, this is sort of still a clone. I'm not going to say like, no, this is completely different. Fuck you guys for calling it a clone. It's a clone. I get that. But I think it's enough of a difference that it's okay. And frankly, BRS is not losing money from this. They did not lose money for me purchasing this. In fact, I would argue that, first of all, they sell out instantly, even if they bumped up production threefold to what they're doing currently. They would sell out instantly because it's BR fucking S. That's what they do. Like, you know, like, yeah, that's enough said. But my second point on that is, because I've flipped this and beaten it to hell, like, look at this thing. Like, this thing is beat up. There is chew marks, and like I call this my my sidewalk magnet, because I beat this thing to hell on the sidewalk all day. And if anything, it makes me want to own a BRS channel Alpha Beast more. And I do plan on getting a legitimate channel Alpha Beast at some point. You know, I would love to own one. It's just that I don't have one right now because good luck finding one that's not on the secondary market. Like, you know, I've sat there on their website with the buy button, like, ready to go as soon as that time changes, and then just pushing the buy button repeatedly, you know, like, just ready to go, and nothing. I've done that many times, and when I've had the money, ready to go, and nothing, you know. That's actually why I ended up buying my Tally Z back when I did, because I couldn't get a fucking CHAB. So yeah. And one other reason I wanted to point out as to why I have a CHAB clone instead of a legit one is because I had considered anodizing, you know, trying my luck at anodizing, and I didn't want to fuck up a, you know, several $100 blade, you know, by doing it. You know, I wanted to do it on a $100 one that, you know, if I completely fucked it up, well, I only spent $100 compared to several hundred. So, but as you can see, flips pretty nicely. If I can fucking flip nicely. I'm not using my stupid headset today because the recording just kind of stopped on me and I didn't know in the middle of it. And so I wanted to see to make sure that shit was recording. But yeah, I mean, it flips okay. You know, I have better flippers than this bad boy. You know, I'd argue that you know, my you know, comparing this to my Kraken, my Craig Kraken is still phenomenally better than this one, but this thing is still a lot of fun to flip. You know, I love the handle grips here, great for fanning and whatnot. Kind of wish there was a little bit more to grip on the ends, you know, like it's, my ladders suck, but, yeah, it's a little slippery for laddering. You know, does okay with aerials for the most part. I am not doing okay with aerials for some reason tonight. There we go. Yeah, it does okay with aerials. You know, the handles are fine. Like I said, the bushings came not great. I sort of sanded them a bit, and you know, I think the big problem with clones also is, yeah, the one thing you got to know is that the bushings are usually garbage. So, you know, you're going to definitely need to take your time, learn how to tune bushings, do it carefully, don't over-tune it. Also make sure that you have extra bushings to swap it out in case you do overdo it. And, yeah. Yeah, this is, that's the end of my video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave some comments, be respectful. I know this is a heated topic for some, and I just wanted to toss my opinions out there and see what you guys all thought. You know, if you guys have something to say about it, feel free to leave comments, like, subscribe, all that good shit, and don't forget to stay metal. Peace.